When it was announced, I was skeptical about the new OLED Switch, but now having used it for myself, I've realized how much of a substantial upgrade the screen is. The colors pop off the screen, it's brighter, has better vibrancy, improved color accuracy, and really showcases how great looking some of the games on the Switch are. Not that I needed a reason to go back and play my Switch because I use it frequently, but this is the cherry on top to go back and replay some of my favorite games, and even break down a backlog of games that I'm yet to finish. And I wanted to showcase a few of those games, specifically the games that are more graphically demanding and have a brighter color palette. With that being said, let's take a look at 7 games that will pop on your new OLED Switch screen. Astral Chain is a game that stunned me playing it on Switch. It's filled with style, flair, and combat that makes you feel like a badass. At the time, I couldn't believe that it was running on the Switch, and it's still one of my favorite games I've ever played. Platinum Games smashed it out of the park with this one, and it's a shame that it never reached mainstream popularity because I believe this is an essential game for the Switch that everyone should play. Astral Chain's world is filled with muted colors with bright neon signs and bright particle effects layered on top of it, and I can't wait to go back and see those colors pop off the screen. Super Mario Odyssey. Some people are down on Mario's debut 3D outing on the Switch, but I don't agree with that point of view. Super Mario Odyssey is a brilliant game, full of wonderful touches and neat things to discover. It also happens to be one of the brightest and best looking games Nintendo has ever made, which is perfect to show off the fancy screen on your new OLED Switch. If I had to pick a world to show off, it would be Cascade Kingdom or Sand Kingdom. The former is a lush green for the most part and has that gorgeous waterfall flowing into the pool towards the start of the area. Sand Kingdom with its Mexican influences looks superb, especially the town that Mario discovers early on in the world. It's fair to say that Tetris Effect loses some of its hypnotic beauty when played on a small screen of any Switch, but judged on its own merits, the Switch version on the OLED looks stunning. If you're yet to see what all of the fuss is about with Tetris Effect, which arrived on a Switch as the enhanced connected version, this is a long way from the Tetris you might remember from the original Game Boy. While the core brick-dropping gameplay remains the same, Tetris Effect is a visual tour de force, full of gorgeous visual effects and colors, played along to some of the best music ever to grace a video game. Metroid Dread had me hooked from start to finish. Intense boss battles that really tested my skill, puzzle solving, discovering secrets, and of course, running for my life through one of the most detailed maps of any Metroidvania I've ever seen while being chased down by the Emmy. Why did no one tell me this was a horror game? There are so many things to appreciate about Metroid Dread, but I think the moments where the camera angle seamlessly changes from a side scroller to these incredible dynamic in-game sequences are the thing that really blew me away. Metroid Dread is the first game a lot of people are going to play on the OLED Switch because they launched the same day, and it didn't disappoint. The different zones and biomes all have their own feel, with some really nice backdrops complemented by great lighting in the foreground. Samus's abilities look awesome and really vibrant when using them in some of the darker areas, since the blacks are more accurate on the OLED. I've completed it already and I'll 100% be going back to explore more. 10 out of 10 action platformer. You should be playing Luigi's Mansion 3 on Switch regardless of what Switch you own, but given the game's superb use of lighting and color, it's a must play on the Switch OLED. Given that Luigi's Mansion 3 is largely set at night in dark rooms, it's remarkable how much color is used, and the neon of the ghosts make them really pop out of the background. Nintendo and Next Level Games made one of the best looking Switch games here, so it's no surprise that it looks even more outstanding on the Switch OLED screen. New Pokemon Snap. You might think that this is an odd choice for this list given that the Switch is home to 2 mainline Pokemon games in the shape of Let's Go and Sword and Shield, but for me, New Pokemon Snap is by far the most visually appealing Pokemon game on the system. The world in Snap is more vibrant, the models are sharper, and the colors are brighter. Pokemon Let's Go is also a nice looking game, in my view far more attractive than the rough Sword and Shield, but if you're after something to pop on the new OLED screen, I'd go for the new Pokemon Snap every time. Being one of the best Metroidvanias of all time is reason enough to give Hollow Knight a go on the Switch OLED. But given that we've already talked about a superb Metroid Dread, an actual Metroid game, this one needs a little extra to make the cut. The key thing to note with Hollow Knight, outside how brilliant the adventure is how unbelievably great the art looks on the OLED screen. The characters and backgrounds all look amazing, and the subtle use of color has an extra warmth to it on the Switch OLED. Fun fact, did you know that the art is all hand-drawn in Hollow Knight? Now you know. There are so many games I could have mentioned on this list, but here's a few honourable mentions. Monster Hunter Rise, Link's Awakening and Breath of the Wild, Animal Crossing, Hades, Splatoon 2, Mario Kart 8, basically all of the Nintendo Switch exclusive. Long story short, the OLED Switch might not be the Switch Pro or Switch 4K or whatever you wanted to call it, but I think it has its place, and for those who picked it up or plan to, they're in for a treat. My name is Durrani from VG247. Peace out, everyone. Hey, thanks for watching this video. Consider subscribing if you enjoyed it. It's free and you can always unsubscribe at any time. Take a look at our other videos if you like. Also, check out VG247.com for around the clock gaming news and updates.